Good afternoon, Evolution family. Today is Wednesday, June 12th, 2024. It's approximately 3:01 p.m. Pacific time. I'm Jose Lambert of Archer Travel Service, and I want to welcome you to the Facebook Wednesday training. We have these trainings every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and they're for all agents. There's some important information that we're going to get out on this training because we've just been getting inundated with too many calls about group bookings and about new agents that don't know how to do group bookings. So I have the latest information. This is going to be like an update of how to do group bookings for the rest of the year. You can get a copy of this PowerPoint at the end of the presentation. All you need to do is email me and I'll send it to you. And I highly recommend that you share this information with the other Evolution Archer agents that are starting to book. We're getting too many calls of, I'm a new agent. I've been in the program 3 months and I booked five group cruises. I go, well, do you know Peggy? And they go, Peggy who? And I said, no, Peggy Hape. Peggy, she's our cruise coordinator. Did you get that joke, Amanda?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Right. So it's not Peggy who, it's Peggy Hape. But, these are all things. So again, during these trainings, I know they're a little different than the morning briefings, but you should have a paper, a pen, or a pencil handy just to take down any notes or questions that you may have. How are you, Amanda? It's been a busy day for you.
Yeah, it's been nice. How about you, Jose? How's it going?
Yeah, it's going really, really well. I'm working on my presentation for next week for Destination Specialists about my travels in Spain. And tomorrow we will be broadcasting live from the Ritz-Carlton in Marina del Rey. So that's going to be kind of cool for the Wave Award. So you want to make sure that you stick around for that and see us live as I interview all the BDMs at the bar. So that should be kind of fun. All right, let's get to it. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, before we start this training, we also have several other webinar trainings that we've shown you, like how to book group cruises. This is with Peggy and I. Group cruise conducting. If you don't know what group cruise conducting is, this is important. You make more commission this way. Also booking groups for land and sea. Amanda will be putting these links in the comments room for you to use. Let me get out of the way so you can actually, if you want to, you can stop it if you're rewatching this and get these links. These links talk all about how to book cruises. This one's more general about how to book group cruises and all-inclusive resorts. This one is really the steps on how to book group cruises, and this is about group cruise conducting. So really use these, okay? And go back and review them. All right, let's go to the next slide. Okay, booking groups and group contracts. We're going to talk about that too. We do this about once a year when we show you what's needed in the contract to help you get that process done more quickly because you guys don't know what to put in the contract. And we see them, and I'm going to show you some examples of ones that aren't really good, okay? But we're going to show you what needs to go into the group contracts. This is specifically for land, okay? Which is like all-inclusive resorts, which is like a sports team going to Austin, Texas for the softball tournament. They need 15 rooms, that kind of thing, all right? So this is what this is going to be about. All right, let's go to the next slide. Okay, let's start again. What is group travel? Group travel refers to travel with a group organized by an outside company or an organization, or travel with a group of friends and family that have been organized. Some groups are small, private, and escorted, while others are large. So you got to know that, all right? So let's go to the next slide. Now, types of groups that there are. There's family reunion. That's very popular. You guys book a lot of family reunions on the cruises. Destination wedding. That's also very popular. Church journey, retreats, that kind of thing. Company event. The company, like Archer Travel, took a bunch of us on a cruise 2 years ago. We were on the Carnival Radiance. Music dance event, Coachella, anything like that. Anniversary, school events, sports, youth sports. In the perfect world, you want to be at least 6 months to 1 year out. So again, if you are working with family members and friends, or you're just hearing snippets from your cousin that's saying, you know what, we really want to do a family reunion on the Carnival Jubilee. Okay, great. When do you want to do it? Next year? Okay, well, let's start working on it now. The farther out that you are from your group, the better the experience will be for you and all the work that you have to do. because now you have longer time to get that work accomplished, and for your clients, and they're not in the crunch. 3 months to book a group cruise booking or a group hotel, that's tough, because sometimes, especially if it's like, around a holiday, and here's the thing, like in Southern California, one of the most popular holidays is Martin Luther King holiday, right in the middle of January, and there's always like a sports tournament and baseball and soccer and places get sold out. So you want to make sure that you have enough of that time to book that group at that hotel or cruise line. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, what makes a group? Now, this has changed. Okay, and Susie just told me this. It used to be 10-10-8, right? Well, now it's changed. All right. For hotel and land, you need 10 rooms, double occupancy. For air passengers, this used to be 10. This just recently changed. It is now 12. 12 for air passengers. For cabins, for cruises, you need 8 cabins, double occupancy. And that can be interior stateroom, that can be room with a view, that can be a balcony, but you need 8. And remember to use the cutoff date. Okay? If you go back and review those 3 links that I showed you about, those other webinar trainings that we have for you, you'll see how kind of like this all works together, okay? Let's go to the next slide. Okay, Archer Travel tips of the day. All new agents should contact Archer Travel for first hotel cruise group booking. This is where I need your help, upline and seniors, Founders Council, Platinums, Golds, Silvers. As you're bringing in these new agents, and hopefully you're keeping in contact with them, and they're talking about, well, yeah, my family wants to do a family reunion, and they want to go on the Carnival Jubilee, and blah. Okay, great. Contact us. You should talk to Jose. You should talk to Peggy. You should talk to Susie. Get somebody at Archer Travel, okay, before we do it, because we're getting too many calls of, oh, I got three cruises I'm booking, and you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what the paperwork is that you're seeing, and you can be, charging net pricing instead of gross, and you're expecting all this big commission, and then there's no commission. So that's why. All right. So all new agents, for your first group cruise or group, let's say destination wedding, or it's a land or cruise, contact us just to make sure. All group contracts, hotel and cruise must be approved by Archer Travel. Every group booking that you have, whether it's land or sea, okay, must be approved by Archer Travel. You send that email to groupscontracts@archertravel.com. Groupcontracts@archertravel.com. Number 3, do you know the client for the group? This is important. Be very careful here. A lot of you, that your first couple of groups are family related. It's my cousin, it's my aunt, she's having her 60th birthday, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but be very careful if someone's coming to you, like if you live in, Santa Barbara, you're an agent in Santa Barbara, and someone from Ithaca, New York is calling you to do a group, red flag. Okay, call us, because we ask you these questions. Do you know the client? Do you know the client of your group? Yes, he's my cousin, he's my this, or he's a great friend, I've known him for 30 years, whatever, but we need to know that, okay? This is a note from Susie for group air. Never, never, never go to the carrier and request an air contract using the Archer IATA number. Okay, because you won't be able to complete the booking. Okay, you just won't. So don't be calling up TWA. TWA. Did you catch that, Amanda? I just said TWA. Man, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. They don't have TWA anymore. Don't call up American Airlines. Don't call up Delta or United going, oh, I want to do a group. And here's the Archer IATA. Because you're not going to be able to complete it. Okay? If you do have group air, go through us here at Archer Travel. We will finish it up for you. Okay? All right, let's go to the next slide. TWA. All right, here's my trivia question for you guys. All right? Who owned TWA? Transworld Airlines. Who owned that? There you go. All right? Who owned TWA? All right, Archer Travel recommends. Now, this is important. Domestic USA, you book directly with local hotels in the U.S. In other words, we're having a special, a family get-together in Austin, Texas. And everybody's meeting there. And everybody's going to get together. We're going to have a great time, a family reunion. okay? You book directly with the hotel. This also goes for like, the sports teams. Oh yeah, we're going to be, we're coming in from, Phoenix and we're driving to Palm Springs for the, the softball tournament. We need rooms, okay? You book directly with the local hotels. Remember that. Now, international, destination weddings, family reunions, and any of that, okay? And this is like for land. I'm not talking about cruise. I'm talking about for land. But anything like that that's going to happen in these countries, Mexico, Caribbean, Central America, Europe, Asia, book with preferred suppliers. This is your best bet. Sometimes, yeah, if you're not real pleased with what they're giving you, you can go with them. But let us know, because that gets a little hairier. If you're working with an international, let's say that you have a destination wedding in Cali, Colombia, okay? In Cali, okay? And they really want to have it there. And, they didn't have this in there, but you go directly with the hotel. That's where it gets kind of tricky because we're dealing with foreign currency. It can get to be really, really complicated. That's why we say go with these suppliers. It's a lot easier to work the booking than going directly with the international hotel. You'll get better service this way. And also, like today, we were having an issue in Mexico with, I won't mention the supplier, but that got handled really well. And I was really surprised that the supplier jumped on it right away. You see, again, because we're Archer Evolution agents, that they jumped on it right away. So, again, use our preferred suppliers for all your international bookings, okay, in groups. All right, let's go to the next slide. Location, location, location in the U.S. Hotel groups. Book the hotel group as close as possible to where the event is happening. Example, family reunion in Illinois and I don't know, outside of Chicago, in Evansville, Illinois, which is outside of Chicago. You're having a family reunion. You want to make sure that you book that hotel as close as possible to the event to avoid less drive time. There's nothing worse than you land in to go to the event and, the event's 45 minutes away by car. That doesn't work, okay? So be aware of this. If someone's telling you, well, we have a softball tournament, then look at where the event is, where the athletic field is, where the ballpark is, and see what's the closest hotels. That way it's, your 10-minute drive, but there's nothing worse than a 45-minute drive to get to the event, okay? Book with breakfast included. A lot of now the mid-sized hotels, I love like Hampton Inn, which is a Hilton property. Hampton Inn's great. They have a nice breakfast. It's really nice. So Holiday Inn Express also has a nice breakfast. So book with a breakfast included and set up a cutoff date. Remember, use this. If you've got a family reunion and let's say that you want to do, Memorial Day. Okay, that's going to be tough because it's going to be high because it's a holiday. But let's say it's Memorial Day in, I don't know, San Diego. Okay, San Diego. All right? Make sure you have at least 90 days out and say to the people, this is it. We need to know if you're coming or not. The cutoff date is, February 1st or something. Make sure you have that. You want to have that cutoff date at least 90 days out of when the travel's supposed to start. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Qualify. Before you go to the contract, this is what must be known. You have to sit down with the clients, who's ever in charge of the group, and say, okay, let's go through this. Is it a hotel or cruise? Date and destination. How many people are going? How many children? How many seniors? And in the seniors, are there any special needs? Does Aunt Mary need a wheelchair? Do we need canes? Whatever. Room categories for groups. How many one master bedroom kings? How many double queens? How many, suites, balconies, etc. What type of events will there be? Usually when they have a family reunion, it's usually there's the get-together night when everybody's arriving, and they're going to have a little, pre-night, and then during, they'll have a dinner, and that dinner might require AV, where they're going to show slides and old movies, and you're going to need a microphone, you're going to need, stuff, so we need to know this. Must have commitment and room cabin breakdown. Again, we've talked about this. And is the group ready to make a deposit? When you guys call me and you say, I'm doing a group cruise, I go, okay, let's set up the date. Now, how many people do you have committed? And are they ready to make a deposit? And we need to know the inventory. Now, Do the clients have passports and validity? That's if you're going international, like to the Caribbean with destination weddings. And then go to, after you've got all that, then you go to the hotel, land supplier, et cetera, and the cruise line. Once you have all that done, okay? Do not do this. I know too many agents, when we first started this program, they gobbled up all this inventory. I'm going to market these rooms. I'm going to market the rooms to go to Coachella. No. You're not, first off, you don't have the skills for it yet. And you're kind of like, you're floundering out there. And you're choking the inventory of the people who want to go there, who actually have committed people. But they can't because you've choked up, you've taken 25 rooms out of a hotel. Because you think, I'm going to market that. I'm going to put posters up and blah, 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 and do whatever. No. No. Go with a group. Go with these groups. They'll come to you if they know that you're an agent. This morning, I showed you a whole bunch of, flyers and things that you can send to your family members, your friends. You can put up in bulletin boards all over town that they're going to come to you. You just have to be ready, and this is the way to go. Okay? All right, let's go to the next slide. How am I doing, Amanda?
Very good, Jose.
You think? Are you like? I've heard this before, right? Okay.
Well, I've heard all the trainings before.
I know. So you're like, yeah. Okay, so.
But for anyone new or someone wanting to learn, this is wonderful.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. You see, it's Carnival Week this week. And Drew was just here. I guess he had fun, right? You guys had fun? They were the Mythbusters?
Oh, yeah. We did a lot of busting some myths about Carnival, and then he told you the facts and gave you some information on what the ships have.
Okay. Well, there you go. Now let's talk about this. Things never to do. Never quote net rates. Never. You see, look, here's the net rates. That's small money. That's less money. Pequeño. See? You always quote gross rate pricing. You quote gross. So make sure you're going to see. Now, here, I'm going to tell you something. Hotel managers and hotel salespeople, they're kind of snaky. They're going to put in the contract saying that these rooms are at net pricing and blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, you make no commission. That's why you have to send the contract to us so we can review it for you because we want to protect you to make sure that you make your commission. Okay? Never sign anything unless we tell you to. But you don't sign anything. I mean it. Don't. Okay? And don't get into banking. I get too many. What are you guys? You're really going to mess up your lives by doing that. Oh, well, sure, Uncle Harry, you give me the money and I'll play it on my credit card and blah, blah. No. Because then it just becomes a nightmare. Because what if now Uncle Harry wants to cancel? And you got your monies and so they got to pay you, then you got to pay him, and it's just more stuff. So don't be doing that. All right, let's go to the next slide. Wow, tomorrow we're at the Wave Awards. When to go to the hotel cruise line supplier for contract. First, have the commitment from the group. We're ready to go. And you also have the room inventory. Have the room and cabin category. Have that all ready. And they're ready to drop the deposit. This makes it clean business. You call the hotel, the Hilton or whatever, or the Hampton Inn. You have, let's say that you have a pre-night cruise in Miami, okay? And you need 15 rooms. You got 30 people going out on a group cruise the next day on Carnival, right? You call up the hotel, you speak to the manager or the sales manager, and you say, you know what? I need this as a room block. I need it to be commissionable. Here's my IATA number. I want a contract. And you say to them, I need 10 one master bedroom kings. I need 5 double queens. I need 1 suite. Are they ready to make a deposit? Yes, they are. Send me the contract. Well, they'll set it up in their system. And then the clients call into the hotel, not through you. They call the hotel and they just make it happen. But you need this, okay? So have it all ready and set to go. That way, that's clean business. You guys could do that and boom. You're not, hanging around going, well, I really don't know how many people are going to show up, or, I'm looking at maybe 10 or 15. It could be 20 rooms. No. Don't do that. You want to have solid commitment. You're ready to drop the deposit and you have the cabin inventory. Okay? Let's go to the next slide. Okay, number 1 rule. What? Nope. We did this one. There we go. All contracts, hotel cruise, must be approved by Archer Travel. I'm going to say this again. All contracts, hotel and cruise, must be approved by Archer Travel. we've received since the first quarter of the year several calls going, oh, I signed it already. I'm like, do you know what you signed? Well, I don't know. I mean, I just did it. It was like 15 rooms, and so I signed it. Okay, well, and watch it, because you can get into yourself. You can really get into a quicksand pretty easily if you don't know what you're signing. Okay, hotels are very, very, they're real strict, and you got to be really careful here. That's why we ask you to please bring all this information to us. We want to protect you to make sure that you make your commission. Let's go to the next slide. That's the number one rule, okay? Who is the contract with? Let's talk about some contracts now. See, there's some guy here he's doing a contract, right? The contract will be with the hotel, cruise line, or the supplier. The hotel could be, the Hampton Inn in Phoenix, Arizona for the softball tournament or the cheerleading competition. The cruise line could be Carnival, Royal, Norwegian, MSC. The supplier could be Vax, Pleasant Holidays, Delta Vacations, etc. Okay? It is with them and the client customer, leader of the group or organization, the family the family get together for the family reunion, and it was, Marcia Miller. She's the one who coordinated that. She's in charge of the family reunion. She's the one who you're going to have the contract with. The sports group, the La Crescenta Softball Junior Kids League is going on the road to Phoenix to play in us. That's who that contract's going to be with. The school, etc. Not with Archer Travel, not with Archer Evolution Agent. We get too many contracts from you guys. I remember one where it was in Barcelona for a destination wedding at some property, and on this contract that they sent to me, I went, oh, well, I guess Ron and Archer Travel's going, because the contract's basically with the hotel and Archer Travel, and it had Ron's name on it. I'm like, I don't think he's going to be going to that. So again, it's not with Archer Travel, not with Archer or the Evolution Agent. Now, this can change. I know a lot of you guys book a lot of group cruises, and you go with your groups, and you do, book the pre and post nights. So that's a little bit different. But the majority of the time, if you're not going with the group, you'll not be putting your name on it, okay? Archer and Archer Evolution Agents are the travel agent of record, and Archer Travel is the travel agency of record. They're the ones who are going to get the commission, not you. You are just an agent. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. All right, let's go to the next slide. Okay, what must be on the contract? The following text must be in all contracts. The commission rate, what percentage is that of commission, will be paid to Archer Travel Service or Archer Travel IATA 05824840. This must be in the contract. It must be. If it's not, then we take it back, and you got to take it back to them and say, we want this put in there. Again, this is to protect you, to make sure that you make your commission. And you will know approximately what the percentages are going to be on the commission. Okay? All right, so again, this has to be in there. Let's go to the next slide. Tell the client what is in the contract. So here's the way it goes. Let's say it's a family reunion, or people are coming together. It's a family reunion for somebody's great graduation, and it's in Palm Springs. Okay, great. And it's, let's say it's 25 rooms. Okay. You go with the person, the leader of the group, who's asked you to book this for them, and you sit down with them and you explain the terms and conditions. You go through the cancellation policy. You explain what attrition is. We're going to get to that here in a minute. Make sure they understand the contract. Don't let the hotel folks rush you into signing, and they will rush you. They'll say, okay, I got this contract, but for you to hold these rooms, I need it back by Friday. Like, come on, it's a year out. Or a year and a half out, and you're asking me to get for the Hampton Inn at, in Miami on, in the middle of October, and you really want it. So don't just say, yeah, I'll get it to you as soon as I can. But sit down with the client and go through this so they understand what they are signing. Because remember, they're signing it. They're responsible for it. Okay? Let's go to the next slide. Attrition. I hate that word. Isn't that an ugly word, Amanda? Attrition.
Yeah, I always found that a weird word too.
Yeah, it's just attrition. Inform the client of attrition. What is attrition? An attrition clause in a contract is a commitment to pay for a specific number of rooms, and should your number decrease, this reduction of rooms may require a payment as a penalty. Make sure that the client and the group leader understands this clause. Now, be careful here. Every hotel brand has a different policy for this. It really depends on the hotel brand and the location. You know, the Hilton in Yuma, Arizona, it's not going to have so much of as an attrition trend, but as the Hilton in Hawaii will, right? In Honolulu. But in, Yuma, Arizona, the Hilton's going to be like, nah, yeah, we'll let you slide. So you got to be very, very wary of this. So basically what this is saying is if your client says to you, I need 20 rooms, I need, 10 one master bedroom kings, I need 10 double queens. Okay, great, I get it for you. And they get to a date, and this is where you have to work with the sales manager here, or the manager of the hotel, who'll say, okay, yeah, we can work with you. We may not hit our 20, or, let's say that it's 15, or if it's less, and it goes over the date, then there might be a fee. So make sure that you understand that in that clause. Look at that. It'll have a whole thing. It'll give you the terms and conditions, and it'll say attrition. Read that. And if you don't understand it, call myself, speak to myself or Susie or Violet here, and they will explain that to you. Okay? All right? And they'll tell you exactly what it means. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Attrition. Attrition. Both hotels and planners hate this topic. Book a group when you're sure it is happening. Contract an extended decision date. Now, if you're not sure, okay? But you really should. You should have it all together. Remember, have the commitment, have, the inventory, have it all ready to go to just go in and do it. Contract should have a sliding scale of cancellation dates. The penalty increases as the cancellation date approaches the event date. Be aware of this, okay? They might say, okay, out of these 20 rooms, 90 days out before the date of arrival, no penalty. 60 days and you have a cancellation, that might be one night it might be one night stay. So make sure you know this and make sure that the client knows it because they're signing on it. Tell the hotel if it's continuing education block or promotional block and ask for a courtesy or no attrition block. Sometimes you can ask that and they'll do that. But that really depends on the time of year. If it's a holiday around or if the hotel sells out at certain times of the year, they may not do that. Like for example, in Palm Springs, in the summertime, there's a lot of great deals for resorts because it's so hot that a lot of Californians take advantage of that. Because in the wintertime in Palm Springs, we bring a lot of people from the north that come down and enjoy the warm weather. So again, follow that, okay? All right, let's go to the next slide. Here's some examples, okay? And I don't know if you can see these. They're kind of, but this one's really good. You see, this is Jacobs, and I just spoke to this agent today. That's why I took it. Jacob and Turn's wedding, okay? And I think it's James is his name. It's his wedding, okay? And here, see right here, hold on here. Look at here, see? Commission policy. 7% on actualized room block revenue paid to Archer Travel Service Incorporated. IATA number, love it. Boom. Okay? Now, what you have to do with this contract is he has to sit down. Well, he's going to sign it because it's his wedding. And it's his wedding, and he's only doing 10 rooms, which is fine. That's fine. It's not like it's 150 rooms. So I'm okay with it. And if he just knows what it's about, and he has to make sure about the attrition. I talked to him about it. I said, hey, make sure you check out on the attrition. Let's go to the next slide. Here's another one. Fairfield. Again, these smaller hotels, you make a really, I love these. The Fairfield, the Hampton Inn, Holiday Inn Express, those smaller hotels are really nice. Okay, so look, here we have the client manager, right? That's the title. And I think this is a sports thing. And then here we have the property information. And then look, cancellation policy. And there is somewhere in here where it says where the commission is. Oh, there it is right there. See? 7% commission payable to Archer Travel Service, the IATA. See? So these are some examples of how this should look. Okay? All right, let's go to the next one. Here's one that's not a very good example. Okay? We have the Hyatt Place, and look at this. Look who's staying at the Hyatt Place. Susie's travel agency. Okay? And this, and how many rooms she's got? She's got 10 rooms, and there's no information here about the commission pays 10%, but who are they paying it to? We don't know. That's part of the established group block, but we don't know who it's going to Susie's travel agency? No, it goes to Archer Travel Agency. So again, don't be putting in, it's Archer Travel, it's me, I'm the agent, blah, blah, I'm going to book the group. Nope. And even if you're doing it as a post or pre-night on a cruise and it's your group, please don't put Archer Travel Agent, use like, hey, it's, Jose's group to on the Carnival Celebration. Put that as a title, okay? You're also an agent, but you're also the leader of the group, okay? All right, let's go to the next slide. All right, dealing with preferred suppliers. In land, you want to deal with these guys. And this is a little bit different. When you do international, right, these guys, the preferred suppliers, want you to sign. They want you to sign it, okay? Again, VAX, ALG, Delta Vacations, Pleasant Holidays, AA Vacations, Archer Evolution, Classic Vacations, Vacation Express, Europe Express, those guys, you do a group with them, they'll want you to sign it. But again, it must be approved by Archer Travel. Now, we have a policy that when we do, because you guys book so much of ALG, that when you do that group with ALG, what we make you do is we make you sit down. On those contracts from them, at the end of each page, there's on the bottom right, it says initial, agent initial. What you do then is you sit down with the client and you go through everything, and you also have the client initial also. And then, yeah, there's a whole process for that. But again, contact us if you're doing anything like this. If you're working with any of these suppliers, vendors, give us a call. That way we can help you maneuver it and navigate it out there so you can get it going on that, okay? But again, everything must be approved by Archer Travel. Let's go to the next slide. Booking outside, groups outside when using preferred Archer suppliers, yeah, I already said this. They want you to sign the contract. See, look, there's the Rio Palace in Cancun. All right, let's go to the next slide. Booking groups inside the United States. Now, the preferred suppliers are, VAX ALG, Pleasant Holidays, Delta Vacations, American Airlines Vacations. Those guys are all preferred. You can book groups in the United States and use them, okay? But here's a couple of things. When using preferred suppliers, these suppliers want the agent to sign the contract. You have the client co-sign. I already told you about that. But for USA groups, because we've had some calls about this, that I can't book my Chicago family reunion with FunJet. I can't book it with ALG, with Apple Vacations. I can't. Yes, you can if you use the Group Ease system that they have. So go into, if you don't know what Group Ease is, I'm going to show you where you can find that out. But that's the system that you want to use, is the Group Ease, and this is in Apple Leisure Group, VAX Vacation Access. It's a little bit easier, but you can do all your North America group stuff there, okay? Now, I got this email from Susan Crichton. She said, Jose, be sure to mention our Raise the Bar series for groups training in our No Grow Go webinar calendar. They can find it here. Amanda's going to put this link in here. And if you remember when we had Susan in here several weeks ago, she really talked a lot about this because you guys book a lot of groups. And here is the calendar right here showing you when you can start taking these courses. So it's right there, and Amanda's going to be putting the link in the comments room. That way you know how to navigate yourself through this website a lot easier and faster. I would highly recommend that you take it. I would highly recommend that you take it. That way you can just whiz right through this stuff and get to the next booking and keep making more commission. So like I said, if you do have a domestic group in the United States and you want to book with Apple Leisure Group or FunJet or United Airlines Vacation or whatever, you just use the Group Ease thing. Okay, let's just review, all right? The majority of the time, Evo agent never signs a contract. Okay, agent signs a contract with preferred land suppliers by request. So that is like, Apple Vacations and Pleasant Holidays, Delta, American Airlines vacations. All contracts, cruise, land must be approved by Archer Travel. Group contracts at archertravel.com. Peggy does the group cruise. So you send her contract to Peggy H at archertravel.com. All contracts, cruise, land are with client group, not Archer Travel or Evo agent. In other words, what's in the contract is between the supplier, vendor, hotel, and the client. Not Archer Travel, not Ron Archer, not the agent. It's with the client. All contracts must have commission percentage to be paid to Archer Travel, not to the agent. I get too many. Oh, the commission's going to go to Mike Miller because he's an Evo. No, the commission's not going to Mike Miller. The commission's going to us because we have the IATA number. Agent signs with preferred land suppliers by request. Okay, let's go to the next slide. I think that's it. No? Yes? Okay, if you have any questions, and if you still don't understand any of this, remember at the top of the training, I showed you 3 other webinar trainings that really break down how to book a group cruise, how to start, okay? How to book a land, an all-inclusive resort group, okay? This is just more knowledge for you that you should know about to help you with the system. That way you can be more proficient and get to the next booking and get to the next booking and make more commission. If you have any questions, group contracts at archertravel.com. Peggy H for cruises at archertravel.com. There's Evo Customer Care, and then here's our team. We have Peggy, Susie, and myself if you need anything. Okay, Amanda, do we have any questions?
We did have a question. Tika was saying, any tips on clients booking 1 year out, wanting to do a package, but flights aren't available yet?
Right, the flights won't be available yet. Now here's another thing that I recommend on groups, okay? Especially if you're doing something like a wedding destination thing, where you've got people flying in from all over, okay, and they're going to like Sandals, okay? But you got people coming out of Dallas and Miami and Newark and Atlanta and blah, blah. Let them do their own air. Remember, we make no commission on the air unless you really want to book it and then put a fee on it, and then it's, but I would just deal with the land portion. I tell a lot of group agents that come and call saying, let them do their own air. And the reason why I say this is because it's more, I think, customer friendly or client friendly, because a lot of people now have that Capital Rewards card. You know, the Capital Rewards card, they give you points each time that you fly, or you can use those points for that. Delta's got a great rewards program. United also, American Airlines Advantage thing. They all have that. And if people are enrolled in that, they may want to use that. We cannot book that. My mom wants to go to Miami. I go, I got to use she wants to use her American Express points. I go, I can't book it, Mom. We have to book it outside of that. Okay? As a consumer. You can't book that through, reward points and things like that. That's got to be done by the consumer, not by the travel agency. So again, now, okay, then if you're out a year, okay, then explain that to your client going, well, we're out a year. I won't be able to get you some air rates until about another 3 months if you really want that. But I'll be able to get that to you in 2 to 3 months. Once you hit around 9 months, 9 to 8 months out, and sometimes it depends on the airline. You could see it like 10 or 11. So it depends. But yeah, so that's what's going on with that one. All right, anything else, Amanda?
Is that for all crews, and is it just for holding the rooms?
What? What's the question?
Is that for all crews, and is it just holding the rooms?
What do you, okay, I'll tell you what.
I'm not sure what the question
Okay, agent, if you're still in here, okay, call me. I'm going to be done in 5 minutes. Give me 10 minutes, call this number. Because I don't understand the question that you're asking. So you call that number. There you go. Okay, and I'll be able to answer that for you. You call that number and ask for me, and they'll transfer it. Okay? All right, everybody. That's it, right, Amanda?
Yeah, that's it for now.
Okay, so you guys, tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. Please join us when we're at the Ritz-Carlton for the Wave Awards and also for the Carnival giveaway, which will happen at 4 o'clock. And then the 5 o'clock interviews at the bar at the Ritz-Carlton for the Wave Awards 2024. I'm Hossein Lambert of Archer Travel Service. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. See ya.
Mm-hmm.